We always joke in the newsroom that if you want to get the public's attention, you do a story about dogs. We always see such a huge response, and that was certainly the case when we introduced you to a relatively new nonprofit last year, which has the goal of helping senior dogs to take them out of the shelters and give them a loving place to live out their final years. It's called White Whiskers. The group hopes to build a sanctuary, but there is some opposition, and tonight a critical test. We had White Whiskers founder here on the town hall late last year. Watch this.
This cause is so popular, and there's so many people who love it. We have 750 registered, signed up, committed volunteers to work this. We've been able to raise $215,000 in those 2 years, and it's a really well-loved venture.
All those volunteers will be watching closely tonight as the effort to build that sanctuary will go before a public hearing. Channel 2's Danielle Church is on this story for us today. And Danielle, what will happen at the Wheatfield Town Board meeting tonight?
Well, Michael, it's over at the Town of Wheatfield Municipal Building tonight. Anyone is welcome to give their input on the sanctuary. Then the town will eventually decide whether to approve or deny it.
In 2019, Polla Milligan decided to use everything she knows about dogs and charity work to start White Whiskers Senior Dog Sanctuary.
I used to work for the SPCA in Niagara County, and a lot of old dogs come in and people don't often adopt them.
White Whiskers has been working with shelters around our region since then to get those senior dogs into good homes. But now the nonprofit has bought this home, which sits on a more than 5-acre lot in Wheatfield, to not just provide a true sanctuary for older pups, but to eventually serve the community as well.
I want to work with veterans. I want to work with kids with autism. I want to work with the disabled. I just want to make sure that we are also helping humans. Dogs are incredibly therapeutic.
The sanctuary would be a home for up to 25 dogs if the town of Wheatfield approves it. But neighbors near 6673 Nash Road tell me, as great as an idea that it is, they aren't thrilled about the location. One of them told me off camera that he's concerned about it getting noisier in the neighborhood and property values going down because of it. He's also concerned about the dogs attracting coyotes. Paula hopes she can convince neighbors tonight that she has a plan.
I want us all to get along. Plus, I'm going to be living here, so there will not be dogs running freely. Everything's going to be fenced in. There will not be dogs barking endlessly.
She says there will also be a security system installed, and the community will be able to adopt the dogs they fall in love with. White Whiskers won't even start renovations until getting the town's approval. In the meantime, Paula says she will listen to neighbors tonight and just hope for the best.
I have to think that good will prevail. I don't want to have to sell this place because we can't do what we want to do. That would be tragic.
So again, that hearing is getting underway in less than 10 minutes over at the Town of Wheatfield Municipal Building. That's 2800 Church Road in North Tonawanda.
So Danielle, your story there touched on some of the concerns that neighbors in the area have. I know, though, there has been a huge outpouring of support coming from around Western New York as well.
Yeah, they really have, Michael. Paula tells me White Whiskers has 13 board members, and as she touched on earlier, has more than 750 people signed up just to volunteer with them. In addition to that, there's people across Western New York who have helped the sanctuary to raise, and this is an update, $400,000 because they truly believe this is something our region needs. They raised that much despite having most of their in-person fundraisers canceled during COVID. So there's people who don't want this in their neighborhood, but there's also a lot of people in Western New York who do want this to happen as well. We will have to wait, of course, and find out what the town of Wheatfield decides and update everyone as soon as we find out, Michael.
Danielle, thank you for that. And by the way, in the spirit of transparency, we want to disclose that an employee here at Channel 2 is on the board of directors at White Whiskers, but that employee did not participate in the planning or coverage of this story. And we will, of course, Danielle, stay on top of it. Thanks for joining us for the town hall, everybody, here at 5:30.